appreciated. Race 2, Codes.
Race 2, Jace, is the IRT Carlotta's Pride Trotters free-for-all over the short course, the Sprint Tripper 1720.
IRT fly the horses around the world, don't they?
They do. They do a great job too.
They must be doing a great job because I'm a big fan of Air Crash Investigation.
And they've never featured, Jace, so that's great.
I don't think so. I'll check.
Good.
I don't think so. I've got a bit of an avant-garde one here, but it harkens back to one of our first 2 episodes. Yeah. What do you think it might be?
She's a Wish.
Now, here's the key stat. I don't think I included it. I didn't. Ebony's Avenger is a pretty good beginner, isn't it?
Yes.
Drawn the pole, has led once. The last 5 times it's had gate 1. So, and I've always known this about Ebony's Avenger, does not begin as well off the pole. Elderbarrow and Vera has got speed, but they generally, from my eyes, one of my 5 senses, they generally don't like to overtax it early. Elderbarrow and Miley has barely ever shown gate speed, but did recently and actually came out very quickly. She's a Wish, 19 starts in total, found the front at least initially on 11 occasions. And who's driving?
Ants, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I know he's traditionally a conservative reinsman. That's sarcasm, kids. How are you? You all good? He'll be launching it, I reckon. And if he gets across to the front, I'm saying small bet, 5 by 15.
Yep.
1 by 3, 2 by...
Open 15 out to 23s, into 19, back out to 23.
I'm not really worried about the flux here because I don't think, there'd be no chitter-chatter and all the rest of it. And a lot of people would, after being restrained last start, I think they'd be thinking, well, you'll just do that again. There's a bit of speed drawn inside of you. But I just think, but. I know but.
Yeah.
I reckon he'll just be going. And remember, fourth up from a break. And I reckon for a boutique trainer like Neville Pangrazio,
that's a great job, Nev.
4th and 5th up from a break is a little bit like 2nd or 3rd up for a big stable, isn't it? Yeah. So I don't have a strong opinion on the race other than that, but I'll give you some stats in a moment, but not until I'm not going to allow you to see them until you give me your thoughts.
All right. I know we've got some stats in the wings. So, Jace, my thoughts were that Elderbarrow and Vera would lead. I thought that Ants would go back with She's a Wish. But I do take your point. I mean, we both thought last time could lead from 7. She's got enormous gate speed. So if he presses the button, my map's at least initially wrong. But it might end up.
It's no guarantee to cross even if he does press the button. That's
true.
Well, that's why I'm talking $23.
Exactly. I've got Elderbarrow and Vera in front with a bit of fitness on side of Rockin' with Attitude, who I thought would have opened up favourite. She's Ruby Roo, the other one who's now got that fitness on side and is a very, very nice trotter. Ebony's Avenger should get the right run. But I thought if Elderbarrow and Vera opened up a reasonable price, Jace, I'd have a nice 1 by 5 go each way. It did open.
What price are you hoping for?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what I was hoping for. I just assumed that if Rockin' with Attitude and She's Ruby Roo were both pretty short, we might get high single digits about Elderbarrow and Vera. That didn't eventuate, opened up $5 and was very quickly into $3.20. So, now I'm not as keen because I'm almost now preferring to look at Rockin' with Attitude and say, how can you let it go around at $6? Because she's a brilliant trotter. But I'm not going to tip that because I do think Elderbarrow and Vera is... Well, I know it's my top pick, and I'm siding with Vera, but I don't like $3.20, so I probably won't play the race.
Do you want to have a squizzle dizzle at some of my?
Yeah, let's have a look at these J Bond's
stats.
Bond's stats for race 2,
and I think there's a couple here, isn't there? So
let's. Anyone would think we can't see these on the screen the way we're acting here, Jason.
No, they're right in front.
Here they are.
Don't worry about it.
Rockin' with Attitude. What have we got here? 4 starts, 3 wins, 75% win record fresh.
Fresh record. Yep. So that's not the be all and end all because you know how many. Like it's a winner, isn't it? So it's won so many races, but it's just a nice little. It's just a nice little edge if you are with Rockin' with Attitude. But I think the key stat here. Have I got anything to?
Can I just
see it,
ask,
obviously.
was the Rockin' with Attitude loss the debut run?
I used to. I don't count the debut run anymore.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
She's
Because you're not fresh from a break. You're fresh from
fresh
never
from,
having competed before.
Ever. 7 starts.
Like the
for
one
She's-
you had the small shearing. Sorry. Well,
Yes, that's not very nice. She's a Wish. 7 starts, Jace, when leading. 5 wins, 2 placings. Which
and it's weird because you think of She's a Wish as a Lee Trail horse, don't you?
You do. Absolutely, you do.
But her record leading and trailing is nowhere near as good as leading 1,720 metres.
Yeah. That's interesting.
But
yeah, that's
but
very
how
interesting.
often does he hand up? He's conservative, as I mentioned, but
Yes, and I imagine Jason Lee is Jason Lee or Glenn Craven driving mine? I'd have to put the stat down.
I think it's Jay Lee.
Yeah, surely he'll be aware of that and not wanting to give the advantage up if he thought that A-Butt was going to get to the front and not hand up.
Oh, I feel like that's the beauty of being $23. I feel like She's a Wish doesn't have that intimidation factor.
Yeah, true.
I think they'd be more inclined to look at Aldebaran Vera and go, if they think she's pretty good as well, they might not want to rush her. They just don't seem to be desperate to rush her off the gate. And the other one, this is nearly the most critical stat, I think. She's Ruby Roo.
10
one there-
starts, from the second row, 4 wins and 5 placings. I'm loving these second row stats you're throwing in, Jace. I think they make a lot of sense.
There's one later that will blow your noggin, right? But it's impressive because you normally think, okay, if there's a question mark around this one, second row, now 4 out of 10 win strike rate doesn't sound incredible, but 9 out of 10 in the placings, you're not getting a great place price, but it gives you the indication, actually, She's Ruby Roo's not a brilliant beginner. Second row actually doesn't hurt. So if you want to take the 280 or whatever, do it. I won't be taking the 280. I'm a bit like you. I'm probably going to stay out of the race other than a 1x3 small wager spec bet on She's a Wish and hope that A-Butt finally learns how to be aggressive and sends her to the front early on. And I don't care. I don't care what happens after that.
One last question to finish this race. Question without notice, Jace. If you were to own one out of Rockin' with Attitude, She's Ruby Roo or Aldebaran Vera, who would you like to own?
Vera.
I'll go Rockin' with Attitude still. Yeah, I just think Rockin' with Attitude from a breeding perspective too. Now that I'm a breeder as well, Jace.
You don't get the money from. You don't get a tithe. There's not like a church. You don't get a tithe from what she's already won.
No. Yeah, okay, but why wouldn't she go on? She's looked terrific.
Now she might, but we've seen it haven't we seen it a million times? Where you are Rockin' with Attitude is a wonderful horse, but under 18s, under 21s, you have to keep getting better. You can't just stay as good as you are and continue to dominate. You have to, because the others, and Aldebaran Vera's just got a bit of X factor about her, I think.
No, I agree.